what Triple H is doing and what Sean's doing over at NXT. Did you see those two being in those positions at all? Like back in the day, could you see it in them?
Paul, yes.
Sean,
not so much. Maybe Sean 2.0. Yeah, Sean 2.0. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But my goodness, who two better people to learn this business from?
I know.
You know, I mean, I don't know how hands-on Sean is, like in day-to-day, as far as the teaching aspect. I mean, they've got some great teachers down there, and Matt Bloom is down there doing just a phenomenal job, developing the talent. Shoot, I just went to, I don't even know if, like I told you, it's been a few weeks now, a couple weeks. I went to the Big 12 Combine.
I saw it on social media.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that's the kind of athletes too that WWE is recruiting now. I
Guys
mean,
that maybe don't make it into the league, or maybe they're in the league for a year or two. We're going to go.
Yeah.
It's turning more almost into a recruiting process than it is like, hey, you just go knocking on a door or sit in the office of Fritz Von Erich and hopefully he notices you.
I still think there is a quota of guys that they take from independents.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure the objective now is to hit the NFL Combine, the Big 12 Combines, and get those type athletes. And they do have open workouts too.
Yeah.
Like they had one in Australia when we were over there a month or so ago. And it's a lot different. It's a lot different process. It's just another layer of the evolution of the product and the athletes. And my goodness, holy crap. That Big 12 Combine I went to, man, I must say, and I went there, I think it was defensive linemen and linebackers.
They're running 4.5 and
it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it is absolutely. When I played high school, we didn't have running backs and wide receivers running 4.5 40s, and these guys are 300 pounds, 6'6", just motoring, man, and they're.
Could you imagine if you went to the SEC Combine and saw real football players, like what they were able to do? That would have been amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean SEC, bro. That's where it's at. That's where it's at.
Now you're an SEC fan.
Yeah. Get ready, brother. We're coming. The eyes of Texas are.
Oh, geez, here we go. I can't wait to football season.
I can't either.
I know. This is after like post WrestleMania. Like, is there really another? I mean, I like baseball, but it's like.
Yeah, but
Now it's like, all right, it's time to get the pool ready.
Yep, it's time to get the pool ready.
Just smoke some cigars and sit in the pool. I think what we're seeing with this talent that's coming in. I thought about this on the second night of Mania. I'm watching LA Knight and AJ Styles wrestle. Mm-hmm. Okay. First of all, two guys that I'll take a line from you that could wrestle a broomstick and get a 5-star match out of it, right?
AJ, yeah.
So I'm sitting there watching, these two guys. There's no belt on the line.
Right.
It's a mid-card match that in any other promotion, this is a main event match, right? And it's a mid-card on night 2 that, I mean, pound from pound can be talked about as one of the best matches of all of WrestleMania. I mean, it was because of those two guys and how good they are, right? And I'm thinking to myself, the talent is so good right now, and it's at such a different level right now that you've got AJ Styles on a mid-card match with LA Knight at Mania with no title on the line here.
And that's the problem that they've had, for a while is depth. They had a couple of guys at the top, and then but now they really have depth.
The booking's got to be tough. to go, I've got 100 folks here that could be on this card. How do I?
Yeah. Well, that's always been a difficult, like, who's on, who doesn't get on. And it's another reason why it's kind of nice that they have two nights, because the guys work their butts off year round.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's kind of the reward, is to be able to get a spot on Mania, and then, you know, gradually, you know, work your way up that card. It's just crazy to think that, you know, that was a mid-card match. But I mean, the depth of talent now, I mean, you got so many guys that have come up, like you know, like the Judgment Day, those guys like Damian Priest and Dominik. My goodness, like,
oh, Mark,
you haven't had that kind of heel in so long, right? That just carries that kind of heat with him. You know, the women, my goodness.
When Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch are the opening match of day one, and I'm going, what's going to follow this?
Right. That's, you know, just because they opened, that was a choice in how to get the show started. I mean, that's a top tier. Obviously, that's a top tier match.
Yeah, and I'm going. I was surprised that it was the first match of the night, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, you know, usually you get you a match to get yourself warmed up. I mean, we're going
right out of the gun.
Yeah, we're drinking right out of the
just
fire hose here.
Yeah.
And for the love of God, Rhea Ripley is just.
Yeah, she's really coming into her own. I mean, she's obviously had a nice year, but I think she's only scratched the surface of how good she's going to be. You know, you've got you know, the women's division. You've got Jade Cargill.
Oh my God, man. I mean, she's a superhero.
Yeah,
I hope there's a collision course between her and Rhea. That's what I want to see, because you just got two very strong,
dominant type forces. Yeah,
but then you got Bayley over here, who, I mean, she's edging into GOAT status at this point.
I'm so proud of her. Like, yeah, you know, because she kind of got stuck in a slot for a while.
Yeah, it was.
And a lot of times when that happens, you just kind of, sometimes people kind of give up, and they kind of just end up and be content in that mid card range. So I was happy. I was really happy for Bayley to you know, get her flowers there, and show there's a lot of gas left in the tank there. And you still remember, you got Charlotte still, she's nursing a knee injury. She'll be back. You got the other girl that just came up from NXT, Tiffany Stratton, I think. Yeah. So the women's division is deep. And then the guys, I mean, my goodness.
And I don't know where the storylines are going to go. I'm really excited to see them. But, like, man, I'm very locked into this Damian Priest. Like, there's something. I believe that if they could, I believe the Undertaker could have something with the Judgment Day.
Well, wait a minute. Hang on a second. Whoa. Well, I don't know. I think Edge found out that didn't. They weren't too responsive to an old timer, and I'm older than he is.
Yeah, but it just, man, is it a, you know, we talked about the whole, like, Bray Wyatt going to the throne to, you know, get permission to go, you know, kind of fight or whatever. I feel like there's a storyline that could build around that. I don't know. I just see them being that they're dark, especially Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, right? They just have that, like, look and feel about them to where I'm like, man, they fit in that almost a new age Ministry of Darkness type of look and feel.
They always get the sense, though, they're always like one incident away from just blowing completely up.
It is literally like they are just one thing away. They are. It feels like
one big thing away. They're all just gonna.
They're all going to turn on each other and beat each other up. And R-Truth may be the one that makes that happen for them.
How about R-Truth? How entertaining is he?
Dude's like 90. And
he needs his own show. He needs his own. I don't watch much regular TV, but they need like an R-Truth variety show or R-Truth comic. He is so funny.
I want more than anything, because we've been talking about getting guests on here more and bringing more guests on. I want R-Truth to come on here, and I just want him to think. I want him to be like think he's on Stone Cold's podcast for 2 years, drinking Stone Cold's beers and everything else. Like,
he's so entertaining,
and he's so good in the ring too. Like, I mean, he just everything that he does it with purpose. He's having fun with it. He's at an age now where he's not going to do anything unless he's going to have fun with it, probably. He's just at that point in his career where I feel like he's like, if I'm not going to have fun today, there's no reason for me to go do it. So he's just decided I'm going to lean into having fun.
Yeah.
And man,
it's just a great mix, because especially, with Judgment Day, because they're kind of heavy and dark, and then you have this complete oddity that gets intertwined in their story that just makes them so frustrated. It's so good. It really is.
And I don't know if you saw Raw the next day, but they come out there and they're, Damian Priest and Rhea, they're holding up their belts, and it's a very serious moment. And all of a sudden, R-Truth out of nowhere, he's there holding up his new
tag team belt, right?
And then you've got him with Miz, who, also is a character in his own right.
What an unlikely duo those two are, right?
Yeah, it is. And I think that's the one piece of WWE that might be the only thing that I'm like, if there's a weak link, is it the tag teams? Is the tag team division the link that is maybe not the strongest for WWE?
Well, you had I mean, for forever, I mean, you had the Usos, which were head and shoulders, but now they're on their singles career now. So I don't think it won't be that way long.
Yeah, even if it is, I mean, as the casual fan here, I may be just mistaken, but I just, from the outside looking in, even at Mania, it felt like with the tag team matches and stuff, they had to bring in ladders and they had to bring in tables and all this stuff, which is, I'm a little bit more of a traditionalist when it comes to that stuff. I don't need those things necessarily to have a good tag match.
Well, I think that was kind of a little
ECW.
Playing kind of homage to the triple threat matches that like the Dudleys and Edge and Christian and the Hardys had.
Which you're in Philadelphia, home of ECW, so it is pulling some of those elements. That
I'm sure that's where that was.
Yeah.
But I have total confidence that they will, that they'll get that figured out as well.